And in fact, if you would rather cut things out of the budget, I mean, I would like for the next discussion, when we have this discussion, if we don't want to borrow it, I mean, I think we have to build the school, whether we push that out a year or two, but at least come to the table with the items that you'd like to see cut to make up for the differences of that $6 million a year that we have to take out of the budget because of the legislation that was passed. You know, it's one thing to complain about something, but we have to come up with solutions. We have, you know, schools, not Alta Vista, Ashton has over 1,000 students. We can't keep that. There are too many new buildings going up in that area. You know, we are going to have to find a place for these new students, and we can't wait until, you know, we put up a bunch of those portables again. We have got to find solutions for it. So I challenge all of us, the staff and board members, if borrowing isn't what we want, then what we need to do is look at where we're going to cut. And so what we need to do is come to the table with solutions or alternatives. And because this isn't set in stone, that's what we're going to do. This is just following what we did in our plan. I'm going to vote for it because this is what is required of us.
So,
is
as I
that
understand
accurate?
it, we vote.
I'm just asking if I stated that accurately, that
Yeah.
this isn't saying we're voting, and we are required to do this.
Correct. This is a required action by statute. It's a restatement of the CIP, and so I understand the objectives and that they are the objections, and that they are consistent with the objections that were raised at the adoption of the CIP.
Thank you.
So this already has been approved. The only difference is it's being presented in a different format, which the state requires us to do. We are really only spending the 1 year, because that's all we can approve is 1 year at a time. So that borrowing is in the following year. So we don't really address that right now. It's just this is a form that the state requires us to do. It's a 5-year plan. Nothing says that we have to borrow money in the second year. We're not even talking about the second year. It's just a plan that hopefully we will get to, and either we'll borrow or we won't, but it's not set in stone. So please don't misunderstand. This is not saying that we're going out to borrow $30 million. Thank you very much, and I will vote for this. Please vote if there's no further discussion. And the vote passes 3-2. Are there any further comments from the board? Mrs. Brown?
Yes, one item that was on our agenda that had been pulled was the approval or denial of the charter school application for the Sarasota STEM Academy or the Avant-Garde Academy. I'm sort of dismayed that it was pulled. Part of me says I'm glad, but part of me also wanted to reiterate to them and to whoever it is that's got the funding behind this that keeps going out and getting different management companies to try to come in and put a school on this property. You have to show that you have got a good education plan, and you've got to show that you've got students that are willing to go to this school. I am tired. I think this is the third one that they brought forward to us. They've got the money through these EB-5 visas, and you know, they're just trying to fill it. And I find that just a gross usage of the charter school language. That's not what it was supposed to be for. It's not supposed to enrich somebody's pockets or to help foreigners come into this country ahead of everyone else because they can put up money. I'm just so upset that they've done this, and I think they'll probably come back again next year. But if they come back with another management plan and without local people and without showing that they've got students that are willing to go, they're again going to get voted no or pull it before we even get a chance to vote no. But like I said, I'm glad they pulled it, but I just would have liked to have been able to say it, so I said it anyway.
Mrs. Ziegler?
May I, before we move on to the next comment, is that I just want to recognize the role of staff, that although the application was pulled, the amount of time and energy put in by the staff to vet that proposal, and ultimately I think it's because of the work of staff, is that when they received a full accounting from our staff, I think they realized that their proposal was inadequate in many ways. And so whether a proposal reaches your dais for a final vote or not, the amount of time and effort that goes into it is the same. And so although it did not appear as a formal agenda item, I just want to recognize the work that went into it on behalf of staff.
There's nobody behind you, Natalie.
All you.
Into that one, didn't I?
Mrs. Ziegler?
Well, I will have, hinging off that, I know I've said it a lot of times, and that is, I think, why we have such remarkable partnerships with our charter schools is very much to the work that you and your team, your large staff does. But it does take a tremendous amount of work, and I think since I've been on the board, we've had a handful that have pulled at the end, and I know that there's a lot of back-end work, but ultimately it's looking at them, are they going to be successful, because that trickles down to the students. So thank you very, very much. Totally changing topics here. We are going to be reconvening after Thanksgiving, which, and at that time is our reorganization meeting. So this today makes Chair Zucker's last day as chair on this session. And on behalf of the board, we wanted to thank you for your leadership and service. So here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This will be my last term as chair.
I think.
No, it will be my last term as chair. I have 3 years left on the board, but I thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll open it afterwards if that's okay. All right. Anything else we'd like to discuss? Any comments?
Isn't anybody going to talk about the opening?
Oh, good.
I think somebody should talk about where we were this morning.
Dr. Bowden, why don't you talk about it?
Well, I've had this great big smile on my face all day long today. I'm a little bit excited. Today we had the opportunity to do the ribbon cutting at our new campus down in Northport. It was also an opportunity to celebrate with the county, the Shannon Staub Library, and it was just a great morning. Chamber of Commerce weather, as they say, but it was really an opportunity to highlight just a lot of great things that are happening in Northport, but also a unique culture to Sarasota County. When you talk about the efforts of our school district, the city of Northport, Sarasota County, and the participation of the state legislature and the governor's office in making that project, taking it across the finish line. And so great things are already happening on that campus. I had the opportunity last week to address a standing room only crowd in the conference center as they talked about real estate and development in Northport, and really pleaded about the out parcels that are adjacent to that. There are 5 out parcels that we would love to see related development, and we hope that not only is that school a fixture for years to come in Northport, but that becomes a stimulant of economic activity, and that we hope that we get some partners right there on that site that want to work with us, but so excited about what's happening in Northport and a chance to celebrate this morning.
Mrs. Brown.
Yes, it really was exciting to be down there. The community that came out for that, well, they came out for Shannon Staub, too, who's part of that community. But it was really, really, a time to be proud of what we as the school district did for that community. Caroline and Ms. Zucker talked about how when she was on the board, when we didn't have any schools down in Northport at all, and now Northport's the largest city we have in the county, and talked about former board member Eric Kovach and how he pushed for this.
Frank Kovach.
Who did I call him?
Eric Frogach.
Yeah, Frank.
Opposed to Frank Robinson.
Yeah. Well, there, you're on my mind, and the work that we all. I know Jane was very instrumental in working up with knocking on the doors to make sure that we got that funding that from the state, and I think we did. We put it in at a time when our governor said, this is the first new technical college that's come out of the ground in how many years? And being the jobs governor, he just jumped in for it. But it wasn't all just jumping in. I know there was a lot of calls and a lot of work that Jane had to do. But, I really, really, really appreciate what we've all done to get this done. And thank you for all your work. And
Good job, Jane.
it was great to be down there working together.
Go on Facebook and you'll see some of the cutest pictures. Not what you would expect with the groundbreaking, with boas and glasses and hats and stuff like that. And I posted them, so we've all posted them. So I'm not the only one that's guilty of that.
Yeah. My opponent can go out there and get the pictures now.
All right, FSBA Master Board Training is at the Sarasota Chamber of Commerce on November the 10th from 8:30 to 4. Monthly work session November 28th, 8:30 to 1:45. Reorganizational meeting is November 28th, 2:45. And a regular board meeting is November 28th at 3 o'clock.
This Saturday night.
And we are adjourned.
Well, it depends what time.